Life at its most fundamental level is a set of instructions, a biological code written in the deep architecture of our DNA. The instructions are simple: eat, survive, reproduce, repeat. For the Adelie penguin, living on the frozen edge of the world, these instructions are absolute law. Their existence is a cycle of chaotic noise. They crowd together in the thousands, fighting for space, fighting for mates, fighting to feed their young, and fighting to avoid the leopard seals wading in the water. It is a rat race on ice, a frantic, desperate scramble to stay alive for one more season, just to pass the genetic baton to the next generation. Every movement is calculated for survival. Every instinct points in one direction: the sea. The sea is food. The sea is life. To turn your back on the sea is to turn your back on existence itself. But nature is not perfect. Sometimes the code glitches. Sometimes an individual stops listening to the instructions. In the documentary Encounters at the End of the World, filmmaker Werner Herzog captured a moment that haunts the scientific community to this day. He witnessed a penguin who stopped singing the song of survival, a penguin who looked at the ocean and turned away. To understand the gravity of what this penguin did, we first have to understand the machinery of instinct. Penguins are not wanderers. They are precision instruments. They navigate using the sun and the magnetic fields of the earth. If you take a penguin from its colony and drop it hundreds of miles away on a featureless ice sheet, it will, almost immediately, orient itself and start marching back to the ocean. Their internal compass is flawless. It screams north. It screams water. But this penguin, he knew where the ocean was. The colony was right there, loud and vibrant behind him. He didn't get lost. He didn't get confused. He made a choice. He began to walk towards the interior of the continent, towards the mountains. There is nothing in that direction. No water, no food, no life. Just 5,000 kilometers of solid ice and storms that can strip flesh from bone. The scientists on site were baffled. They assumed he was disoriented. They caught him, picked him up, and brought him back to the safety of the colony. They placed him among his peers, giving him a second chance to rejoin the game of life. He didn't stay. As soon as he was released, he turned his back on safety once more. He resumed his march toward the horizon. This wasn't an error. It was a mission. Herzog asked a question that biology rarely dares to ask. Is there such a thing as insanity among penguins? But perhaps insanity is the wrong word. Perhaps what we were witnessing was the first recorded instance of an animal experiencing an existential crisis. Let's anthropomorphize him for a moment. Let's call him the traveler. Imagine the traveler's life before he walked away. Day after day, standing shoulder to shoulder in a crowd of thousands, the smell of guano, the constant screaming, the endless repetitive cycle of diving, eating, and returning. It is a life of pure utility. You are a cog in a reproductive machine. You are identical to the penguin to your left and identical to the penguin to your right. Humans know this feeling. We call it burnout. We call it alienation. It is the sudden, terrifying realization that the script we are following doesn't make sense to us anymore. Have you ever stood on a crowded train platform, surrounded by noise, and felt a sudden, overwhelming urge to just leave? Not to go home, but to just walk away. To drive your car past your exit and keep driving until the gas runs out. The French have a phrase for this: l'appel du vide, the call of the void. It's that split-second intrusive thought when you stand on a high ledge and think, I could jump. Usually, our survival instinct kicks in and pulls us back. We shake our heads, laugh nervously, and go back to work. But for the traveler, the call of the void was louder than the call of life. The silence of the mountains was more appealing than the noise in the colony. Maybe he wasn't crazy. Maybe he was just tired. The journey he undertook was impossible. The mountains were 70 kilometers away. Even if he reached them, there was nothing there but death. He was walking toward his own execution. But look at the way he walks. There is a determination in his stride. Albert Camus, the absurdist philosopher, famously compared human life to the myth of Sisyphus, a man condemned to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity, only to watch it roll back down. Camus argued that life is meaningless repetition, but he also said, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. Why? Because in the moment Sisyphus accepts his fate, he becomes the master of it. By leaving the colony, the traveler did something no other penguin did. He claimed agency. For the first time in his life, his movements were not dictated by biology or the sun or the seasons. He was not marching for food. He was not marching for a mate. He was marching for himself. Even if the destination was death, the journey was an act of supreme free will. In a world of biological robots, the one who marches toward the mountains is the only one who is truly awake. Is it a tragedy? Biologically, yes. But philosophically, it might be a rebellion, a protest against the tyranny of survival. We do not know how the story ended. The camera crew had to leave. They are forbidden by international treaty from interfering with nature. They could not save him again. They had to let him walk. We can assume he walked until his legs gave out. We can assume the cold eventually took him, or the exhaustion claimed him before he ever reached the peaks. He died alone, far from the sea, far from the noise. But I like to think that in those final moments, as the cold embraced him, he found something that the colony could never give him: silence, peace, a destiny that was entirely his own. Most of us will stay in the colony. We will follow the instructions. We will swim. We will eat. We will survive. That is the rational thing to do. But every now and then, when the noise gets too loud, we all look at the mountains. We all wonder what it would be like to just walk. Rest in peace, traveler. You went where no one else dared to go.